The eviction notice trembled in my hands, its stark letters a dagger to my soul. My son Micah had sold my home, leaving me stranded in this icy Portland, Maine shelter. I'm Lena, 58, a widow clutching a faded photo of us three, Micah, Tara, and me, its edges fraying like my trust. The image, taken in our sunlit kitchen, mocked me now, a ghost of love turned to betrayal. The shelter's damp air clung to my skin, a sour mix of mold and despair, replacing the cedar and salt scent of the house Robert built with his calloused hands. 2 weeks ago, Micah stormed out with the deed, his voice cold as he said, "You don't need it," his boots echoing on the hardwood I'd scrubbed for years. I raised him alone after Robert's death, sewing late into the night to fund his dreams, while Robert's favoritism showered him with praise, leaving Tara's quiet art in shadows. Now, rain battered the shelter's cracked windows, each drop a hammer on my shattered heart, and Tara's silence when I begged for help cut deeper. Did she know? For what felt like an eternity, 30 minutes of torment, I relived that day. Micah burst in, his eyes wild, waving a forged note, insisting Dad wanted him to have the house. The room spun as memories clashed, him fixing bikes in the garage, me bandaging his scraped knees, against this theft. Tara stood by the door, her sketchbook a barrier, her braided hair catching the dim light, but she offered no words. I pleaded, my voice breaking, but her hesitation grew, her gaze flickering to Micah, and then he was gone, the deed in his grip, the house hollowed out. The shelter's fluorescent buzz filled the silence, its cold seeping into my bones as I traced the photo's cracks, tears blurring Robert's smile. Had I failed them both? The storm outside raged, lightning splitting the sky, mirroring the fracture in my family. Then, a damp letter slid under my cot, its ink smudged but legible. "Mom, I'm sorry," it read in Micah's shaky hand, "I found Dad's will, it's yours." My heart stuttered, could this be redemption or another lie? The shelter manager, Ellen, a weary woman with kind eyes, confirmed a legal notice was en route, her voice a faint beacon in the gloom. Hope flickered, fragile as the paper, but doubt gnawed, Micah's guilt might be a ploy. I had to know. The next morning, I braved the puddles, my boots soaked, tracking Micah to a rundown apartment on the city's edge. The door creaked open, revealing him, gaunt, eyes red-rimmed, a shadow of the boy I knew. I panicked, "Mom," he muttered, handing me the will, "the business collapsed, and I thought the house would save me." Relief washed over me, warm against the chill, but rage simmered, how could he abandon me to this? The will, yellowed and creased, bore Robert's shaky scrawl, "To Lena, my heart, this home is yours, forgive Micah's error." Tears fell, blurring the ink, but trust felt a distant dream. I remembered Robert's laugh, his promise to protect us, now broken by our son's choice. Tara appeared then, her coat drenched, face pale as the moon. "I didn't know, Mom," she whispered, her voice trembling, "I'll fight with you." Her hand brushed mine, a hesitant olive branch, and I clung to it, her warmth a fragile thread. The will promised the house back, its oak table and creaking floors calling me home, but Micah's shadow loomed, would he contest it again? The apartment's dim light flickered, casting shadows on his guilty face, and I wondered if forgiveness was possible. A knock jolted us, and a lawyer stepped in, his briefcase gleaming despite the rain. "The sale's voidable," he said, papers rustling, "sign here to reclaim it." Micah stood beside him, head bowed, a silent plea in his posture. My hand shook as I signed, the ink smudging, hope outweighing the fear that had anchored me. Outside, the storm eased, a sliver of moon breaking through, its light touching Micah's tear-streaked cheeks. He whispered, "I'll stay, if you'll have me," his voice breaking, and Tara smiled, her own tears mirroring mine, a family mending in the dimness. We packed, the shelter's despair fading as we planned our return, the house's memory pulling us forward. But a figure watched from the shadows, a man in a dark coat, his eyes cold and calculating. A note fluttered to the wet ground, "The truth isn't over." My breath caught, what secret lingered? The house loomed in my mind, its walls holding our past, but unease settled like a fog. Tara sketched a new family portrait, her pencil dancing with color, Micah helping with unsteady hands, and I felt the first stirrings of home. Yet, the figure's presence haunted, a question unanswered. We stepped into the night, the shelter a fading echo, but a car engine growled nearby. Whose was it? The will was ours, the home within reach, but the story wasn't done. The moon glowed, silent, as we faced the unknown, fragile but united. If this story moved you, like, share, and subscribe. Tell me your family tale, where are you watching from?